Mister, you ever seen what a Henry rifle can do in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it? Hey YouTube, just a little bit of Silverado humor there, but here comes a review of the Henry AR-7 rifle. Today I'm going to be talking about something I've wanted for a long time. It's the AR-7, and I want to make something clear. There's a couple of videos out there on YouTube where people are comparing the AR-7 with the Ruger 1022. First of all, there are three versions of this gun. It first came out by Armalite, which is why it has the name AR. And then a group called Charter Arms picked it up, and they have a gun that looks almost identical to this. And now Henry has come out with the AR-7. So there are actually three of these, and keep in mind that they all three will accept each other's magazines, but they will not feed properly. So be careful. If you see somebody having feeding issues, a lot of times they're mixing the mags, not realizing it. So don't buy used mags unless you know which of the three versions it's for. And for goodness sakes, do not buy the Charter Arms version. Just my personal opinion. When I picked this thing up at the FFL dealer, they had a Charter Arms one. It looked identical to this. I said, "Oh, you got one of these Henrys." Oh, they pulled it out, and that thing looked like a BB gun. I mean, it was complete junk. So I took out all the parts too, and laid them out. And I mean, it was like comparing a BB gun versus, well, a Henry rifle. So do not buy the Charter Arms version. If you do, you're getting an absolute piece of junk, in my opinion, from what I've seen and what I've seen online. Now, hey, you may have one that just runs like a champ, but from what I've seen, it's a cheaper version, and I know by holding the pieces in my hand that there is a major difference in the quality. Henry has brought back the quality to this gun. So this is kind of an unboxing video. This is exactly what comes with a gun. It comes in this just cardboard case. Of course, it comes with the manual. And Henry, made in America or not made at all. For those of you unfamiliar with this gun, it is a takedown survival gun that everything fits inside the stock. So everything is in here. Barrel, receiver. We're going to get it out and put it together. As far as I could tell, Henry has two versions, and that's black or camo. And I went with the black, but of course here we have the backs off, and inside are the two mags that come with it, the barrel and the receiver. And as you can see, they're going to come out. Notice these have a Teflon coating, so I can handle it. You know, I have decided never to have another gun that's not either Durcoated, Cerakoted, or some sort of protection on there. There's the magazines. Like I say, two in there, and then here's the receiver. And then if you put one of these mags in the receiver, you can actually get an additional magazine, and you can have three mags stowed in here total, which I am definitely going to get. And I have a mods and accessory video coming up soon, and I'm going to show you some of the accessories that I recommend for this gun. But this is just as is how it comes from the factory. Now, it comes with two 8-round magazines, and you can also get 10 rounders and I believe 15 rounders, and we'll talk more about that in my accessories video. But I highly suggest you get only the factory, and remember, make sure you get the ones that go with your particular model, whether it be the Armalite version, the Charter Arms, or the Henry. Now, I don't know anything about the Armalite version. I've been kind of trashing the Charter Arms version, but I don't know anything about the Armalite, the earlier version. Okay, just keeping it honest here, the only negative thing that I see about this gun right now, and that is, it looks like the sight up here, it just looks a little bit cheap. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it, but it just does. Doesn't mean it's not going to work. If you're a space hound and you're looking to get every bit of survival equipment that you can in here, if you note, the 22 shell will fit in there. It fits really snug. I mean, you couldn't even shake it out. It fits just perfectly snug. And you could put them all the way around, and the cap still fits on. So I'll talk about that more in the accessories video, but just an interesting little fact. 3 steps to put it together. You're going to screw in the barrel to the receiver, then the receiver to the stock, and then you're going to put the magazine in. Okay, once I get a little more proficient with this, I'll actually do a timed video and then I'll do one blindfolded. But for now, this is the very first time I've ever put it together, so let's see how easy it is, just for somebody that took it out of the box and you have no idea how this gun goes together. So I'm looking at it here. Now granted, I have seen some YouTube videos in the past on these, but it looks pretty simple here. Barrel went on, piece of cake. Just line up a pin, put it together. I could have figured that out, no problem. Okay, now let's see how this goes on. Couldn't be that easy, is it? Maybe. Start turning this. See if we start getting any tighter. Yeah, it's starting to get tight. Yep, there we go. Wow. Magazine in. Okay. Ready to go. Wow, that was actually really easy, and can't believe that's this part here. I figured you'd have to get it like perfectly lined up, but I'm gonna try it a few more times off camera just to make sure that that's that easy. Okay, there's a shot of the completed rifle, and I was really surprised. This is almost dummy proof. You know, I off camera I tried this several times as I thought surely I got lucky there, just sliding this receiver into the stock and turning that screw down here. But like I say, it's almost dummy proof. It just seems to go in. Just a little size comparison. That's a Marlin 795, and you can see it's not that much shorter, so shouldn't be giving up a lot on accuracy. But I'm going to take this to the range, of course, and test it. And there'll be a video upcoming about the mods, accessories, and the range shooting. Okay, I also wanted to show it beside of a Ruger 1022. It's kind of comical. There's a guy on YouTube that has a comparison video, the Ruger 1022 versus the AR-7. And he even says in the beginning that he's using the Charter Arms version, which is the less desirable. But that's an understatement. That's probably the understatement of the year. I mean, the Charter Arms is complete trash compared to the Henry version. So I'm actually going to do a little Ruger 1022 versus the Henry AR-7 for a survival gun or a bug-out bag gun. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to beat the fact that everything packs up and fits right neatly inside this stock. You know, I could put this under the seat of my car, under the seat of my side-by-side, in the glove compartment of my side-by-side. I mean, you name it. You know, this into a little tiny pack. I could actually put this in the pack of the Ruger 1022 with the Ruger 1022. So, I mean, there's just so many things that I could do with this Henry just off the top of my head. So, the head-to-head comparison, from a practical standpoint, I'll tell you what, right now I'm actually leaning towards the Henry. Now, as far as being fun to shoot, yes, the Ruger 1022 is going to be probably, my guess, it's going to be more fun to shoot. But in a survival situation, which is what this gun is made for, I've got my faith in Henry. Okay, it doesn't come with any optics, but it does have a rail here, so you could put whatever optic you wanted. Keep in mind it would not fit inside of the case, but if you had that, you wanted to put it on there, you could. But for a survival situation, you've got a peep sight there, and of course a nice high-vis orange sight on the front. And let's see here, the magazine, I like how it's flush here. Just want to show you some of the parts here. Of course, you got your mag release right here. It's a pretty handy mag release. Then you have your safety over here. Just something I want to point out here, this will never come off. You can spin this forever, and it's going to just keep staying right there. It never will come out, and that's a good thing, because you don't want to lose that. It's obviously, if you turn it the other way, it tightens it, but you just won't fall out and you lose it. That's a really good thing. Okay, a lot of people want to know, do these float? Yes, they float. If you're in a canoe and you toss this overboard, it will float. But it is not watertight. This here is going to let in just a little bit of water. So you don't want to just submerge this down in the water, because eventually it would fill up. But it's buoyant. It will float. And, you know, once you take everything out, everything will dry out. And, you know, it's got the Teflon coating on the barrel. So it's made to withstand the conditions of the weather. Now, I'm going to run some tests on this gun. I'm going to actually fill up this cavity with water and see if it holds, which I assume it will. And then I'm going to actually find either some sort of tape or something that will not tear up the gun and put it around here and see if that would air seal it. Now, that's just off the top of my head thinking. Keep in mind, there may be a reason that this is not air sealed. In other words, they didn't put a gasket in here and just make this to where it actually does seal, because these things may need air inside. Again, this is all off the top of my head. I'm just looking at some things I might try in the future as little experiments. But for right now, know that it will float. If you drop this in water, it floats. But it will let a little tiny bit of water inside, and eventually, your gun's going to get wet. Okay, that ends the tabletop review. I will be having follow-up videos where I show mods, accessories, and a range shoot, and I'm going to do a Ruger 1022 versus the Marlin Papoose versus the AR-7, and I'm going to be using the Henry version. If you've seen any videos out there of comparisons between any of these guns, remember, most of them are using Charter Arms pieces of junk. This is a Henry version. I cannot stress that enough. What brings you out of your hole, Ezra? My son, he's came home. Ain't that sweet, Red? I'm afraid you boys are trespassing on McKendrick land. You got it all wrong, mister. This is our land. Mr. McKendrick bought this property from your father. That's a lie. I'm gonna go into town tomorrow and settle this once and for all. If I come back here and find any more cattle on our land, I'm gonna start carving them into steaks. And believe me, that's one thing I know about. Killing cattle's a hanging offense in these parts. If we were to shoot you down right now, we'd be within our rights. Mister, you ever seen what a Henry rifle can do in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it? Who would that be? You? This ain't over. You had a drink or slept in bed in 10 days. Give me the bottle. Now, I don't want to kill you, and you don't want to be dead.